my sexuality, and in order to take away any curse that might come to the family, because I, as the eldest daughter in the family, was not circumcised. My foster parents sent me back, and I was circumcised, and shortly after I came back to Denmark. When you are in a country with circumcised women, circumcision is a normal procedure. There's nothing unnormal about being circumcised. But I came to the Western society after my circumcision, and I heard the media talking about circumcised women, the amputees, they will call them, the barbarians, they will call them. There were many nicknames for circumcised women. And suddenly, there, I saw my shame, and I saw I was naked. And the trauma of my circumcision came back as a psychological knockout. And my only wish was to regain my genitals and to look as normal as I looked before my circumcision. I got my doctor to send me to a specialist, a plastic surgeon, so that he may help me reconstruct my genitals so that psychologically I might be a little bit intact again. But fortunately, the doctor created a piece of clitoris which looked very, very okay. I went back to him and asked him to sew a little fistule which was on the part of the clitoris he made. Because I questioned his authority, his knowledge, he decided to remove the part of the clitoris which he put on me, plus the rest of my genitals which were left during my first circumcision. And that caused even bigger trauma in my life. And for a long time, I was struggling. And my focus was very much on my lost genitals. But after going through a period of self-destruction, I got the vision that I had to think back to the roots, to the many children, to the thousands of children who are every day being circumcised, mutilated, their bones broken, their genitals spoiled forever. Because in reality what they do is they take a healthy organ without medical indication and they amputate it. We in Denmark, there were women from all over Africa who were circumcised. And of course, when we talk about the female private part, this is not a topic where you go around shouting and talking loud about. So there was a lot of secrecy too between we who were circumcised. And nobody really wanted to talk about it, except the media, who were mentioning it once in a while. And this was a big embarrassment to we, the circumcised women. But I said to myself, instead of focusing on those, on me, on my genitals, we have to think of the children, the many children who are suffering, those to come, the generation of tomorrow. And I wanted to fight female genital mutilation. But how can you fight a culture which is so old when you don't know the roots of it? For many years there's been a lot of guesswork. Circumcision is Islamic, circumcision is this. But I felt I had to go back to my roots to learn more about female genital mutilation. One thing is you have those who come to the Western world, but they bring their background to the Western world because of their identity. And we have to go back to where the identity is, where the roots are, to root them up. That's why I decided that I want to fight in the countries where circumcision is made, because it's difficult to eradicate it in the Western world when every day new people are coming to the Western world with a culture. But if we can go back to the roots and try to educate them, try to tell them about the consequences of what they're doing, try to tell them that a woman is also a woman with her genitals, and that there's nothing wrong with having them, to educate our people. So I said to myself, I have to go back to the roots. And the first thing I have to do is to go and record. And that's why I decided to use part of my history, circumcision history, to open the doors to the circumcision world in Sierra Leone. Because the secret society, the female secret society, has been feared for so many years. So people have been afraid to talk to them. So I use my life story to go down and talk to the circumcisers, talk to the imams, to know if it is really true that the Quran says we have to circumcise. Went to the churches, talked to the people in the streets, spoke to my family who supported my own circumcision. And it resulted in a film called The Secret Pain, which is today being used as a tool of education all over the world on FGM. And that was the first part of my project, to make the secret pain. But one thing is making awareness that of circumcision. Then comes the next part of this whole plan, which is to do things which will change the society. And that's why I started the organization Project Mountaintop for Women Progress, which main aim is, like Maryann, to eradicate FGM. But for me, as I said, our organization is focusing on the roots of where the problem started. And who like to make educational programs, who like to give the circumcisers something else to do, so that circumcision doesn't become a priority to them. Because with the development and with time, circumcision has become a business to most circumcisers. That's where they earn their living. So if we could give them something else to do, instead of the circumcision part, and still keep the female connection, the female society, where they can teach girls to become women, teach the culture, the tradition. So that's my motivation for starting Project Mountaintop for Women Progress. The first part of it was to make the film, and now we have entered our second phase, that is to find the means to go down and educate, because a lot of education is important to change the minds of the people who have destroyed women for hundreds of years. We have to educate them and give them something else to do. That's my drive. Because I mean, if a man constantly is beating you, at the time you have to say stop. If the man likes to beat women, and this is your body suffering,